So this video doesn't have a proper intro, so I'm doing it this way. I just simply continued that brown jacket. I did some work on the wearable toile for the dungarees, so that's what you will be seeing, and I hope you enjoy. I have decided I'm gonna do it slightly differently with this jacket. I need to remove the collar. I'm gonna sew the right sides together with the overlocker and then stitch it with the actual machine with the overlocker as a guide. I'm gonna overlock all of the edges, then use that as a guide to top stitch on binding, fold it inward just ever so slightly and then stitch it down. And I'm probably gonna see if I can sandwich the zipper in between, otherwise I'll just stop stitch it on. But I think that's gonna give me a better finish and I'm gonna be a lot happier with this garment. We have the collar finished. I basically overlocked the edges, used that as a guide to sew it, and then pinked the edges, turned it inside out and pressed it. And all of the edges of the actual jacket are also overlocked now, so we are going ahead with that as well. The zipper has been shorted and basted in. This is immediately also my guideline on where to sew on the binding. I'm gonna sew the binding on the bottom edge first, and then on this edge, then I'm gonna sew this edge in, and then this will be sewn in like that, and everything will be very nice and pretty. After I've done that, I'm gonna probably sew on the collar and then do the sleeves. I had to shorten this zipper because it was the perfect color and all that. It was just too long, so I don't even know how much I took off, but I think about 10 centimeters or so. And I use some pliers for that, and if I need to, I have some like bolt cutters that I can use, but this time I only needed these, so awesome. I'm gonna go and sit outside and do some hand sewing for some time. I'm hoping the sun will come back a little bit more regularly. It's a bit cloudy. I'm bringing this bin. This is a pair of trousers that is almost finished. It just needs buttons, buttonholes and a hem. And I'm hoping to do the buttons and the buttonholes now. And then we have the jacket I've been working on for the past few days that need the collar sewn in. So I'm gonna do that first. And then later today I can bring this back up and sew down all of the binding, maybe do some decorative top stitching. It's finished! I just pressed it. I ended up sewing the binding in with some herringbone stitches because I ended up liking the very clean look. It's not perfect, there are still some threads here and there, and I did kind of do some stuff with the zipper that isn't very nice, but other than that, it's really cute. I really want to make another one of this with this pattern, but just make it a bit longer. I can't get it out of the bag, but this is the fabric and it's basically a double layered one. There you can see the inside kind of ever so slightly. And I think that would be really, really cool with a pattern like this one. But then like a longer version, also have the sleeves be a little bit longer and maybe the shoulders a little bit wider to make it a more of a winter version. But yeah, I'm really happy with this. I really love how it's kind of like on the bias here. But that's just the raglan sleeve doing that. Whilst I've been hand sewing downstairs, I've also made some progress on these trousers. They are basically the wearable mock-up for the dungarees. I only added patched pockets. And I'm now wondering, like, you don't see the closure at all. Should I add buttons? I did like buy buttons for it. I'm just not sure if I should add them. This is how I have them closed now. So there's a proper hook in the waistband, and then for the rest there are some snaps, and I do feel like it keeps it very secure. So I'm not going to add functional buttons with the buttonholes. They will just be purely decorative. I have temporarily pinned these. I'm still not deciding on buttons yet. I think I'm going to do that a little bit later. I actually used my jungle trousers, which I rehamed, measured the inseam and used that kind of as a guide to figure out how deep I should make the hem. Turns out it's about 10 centimeters. So I've pinned it, trying it on now. I like it, so I'm gonna stitch it down. These are now technically done. I've hemmed them. I'm really happy with them. The only decision I need to make is whether I will put buttons on them or not. But I'll make that decision later.